Okay, here we are. We are live.
You
Hi,
made it.
Haley.
Hi, Laura. How are you?
I am really good. Also, a tad frazzled because I'm just getting everything sorted for a cross-country road trip.
I want to know everything about this because I love road trips. So
Yeah,
tell
so
me about it.
kind of somewhat last minute-ish. I mean, it's been in the works for about a month, but just putting all the final details. Yeah, my boyfriend and I got a truck camper, and we're gonna go cross country and see some non-alc bottle shops on the way, and then hit some national parks and just kind of go from there. And we have some plans, and then a lot of it is just kind of fly by the seat of our pants. So we will be going through Denver. I don't know when exactly, probably like day 3.
Okay.
So I'll let you know because we should definitely meet IRL and have some sort of a drink made for mindful drinkers and the sober alike.
So
So
I have a question for you. How long is your road trip? Like, is it Is it like a
well,
month? Is it?
yeah. It's sort of like up in the air. I have some time off from. I have a really wonderful part-time job where I'm a web editor and a podcast editor for an online magazine.
Mhm.
And we have the month of August off. And so
Cool.
we thought, well, what better time to just kind of go hit the open road and see what's out there. So I'm trying to do a YouTube channel of my visits, and we'll just see what happens. But that's kind of
Oh,
what's happening with me. Zero Proof Nation on the road. What's going on in Haley's world? I don't think you had fully launched your studio the last time we spoke, or had you?
I think maybe a day or two before or something, or the week before.
Yeah.
Yep. So Studio Super Cult is up and running. We do brand photo and brand design. I said that really weird. We do branding and photo.
Okay.
Brand photo and brand design. Yeah, so that really gives us a lot of insight into brands like Starla when we're talking about them and looking through, like, as someone that works on brands like this, thinking about how great of a job they've done. So we're going over Starla today.
Starla Wines. I mean,
Um,
there's a lot to say. We have a lot to say because
really there is.
it's a beautiful brand.
So I told you earlier, Laura, that I didn't want to open my box because I loved what it looked like. I actually didn't realize. So it's this great big sticker, which I love.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But I didn't realize the box is like custom. Do you see this? It's
Mm-hmm.
not. I didn't realize that at first, and I absolutely love this. I think it's the best.
A custom box. So you haven't refrigerated anything because.
So I did it the bad way.
Yes.
I just threw the whole box in the refrigerator. So I don't know what's in here. I'm assuming there's a red in here.
You had the space for that?
No, not really. It was on top of things.
Got it. Got it.
It
I was going to open the box, take some bottles out, put it back in the box for the unboxing, but I thought I was going to be on the road for today. So I was just like, let me just chill the white and I'll take that with me. But there's some last minute stuff. So we're still here. And that's what I'll be tasting today. But yeah, a whole box in the fridge. I love it.
Yeah. Well, because I wanted to open it on camera and I knew that it'd be ruined if I opened it before. So
that's true.
Should I do my unboxing?
Yeah, do your unboxing. And while we're unboxing, for all of our amazing viewers, first of all, we just want to say thank you to Dawn and Lindsay from Starla Wines. We're going to do a little something special at the end and bring Dawn on. So that is exciting and something new for us. But for whomever is tuning in, where are you tuning in from? Drop it in the comments. I see my friend Duncan's here. Hey, Duncan. Yay.
Hi, Duncan.
Oh gosh, my parents, when they text, okay, I can't stop that. Yes, so show us the unboxing. It's so beautiful.
All right, so you open it and it looks like this. That nice brand right there. It's heavy, so I don't want to tip it.
Yeah.
Ooh, so this is why I saved it, so it would be authentic.
Yes.
Cool illustration that pops up right when you open it. It's sort of like this groovy, psychedelic. There's a lot of movement there. A little note. Thank you so much, Lindsay and Dawn.
We love notes. Notes, by the way, for all of our brand founders out there, notes make everything go around. It's such a wonderful touch.
Yes. And then a little piece of collateral, a touch point, kind of showing the nutrition facts, which I think is really valuable.
Yes.
Which we don't see in a lot of. I don't understand the nutrition labeling for regular alcohol brands. Like a lot of them don't have this full panel. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like these NA brands do. I don't understand it fully, but
yeah.
Okay, kind of a little intro on the brand. We see some people coming in from, oh yeah, Charlotte from New York.
We're gonna show where people are from. Yep.
Neat.
Kansas City. Yep. Hey, Charlotte.
Okay. Everything is very well thought out in the box. I just want to see.
Yes. I love that the box fits around the bottles. It's so
okay. I can't see where my
okay.
They're really great. And it's just so satisfying. Okay, we gotta
do the full thing.
Satisfying. My walls are out. They need to be patched up. Anyways, we have our red.
That's the red. Yep. I can't wait to talk about design and branding with you. I mean, I have a lot to say too, but I imagine you have a lot.
I do.
So pretty.
Yes, and we can get into it at any time. I'm just the sparkling rosé, which I'm really excited for this one.
Mm-hmm. Is it just me, or am I noticing that some of the colors are somewhat they're somewhat muted for the white and the rosé? They're a little more muted than maybe for the red. Is that? I'm guessing that might be intentional, and Dawn can tell us later. I love that.
For sure, intentional. Yes. Okay. Where shall we start? First impressions of the brand, maybe, other than the packaging design, which is great. So I think the biggest first impression I have of Starla and the excitement I get is when I land on the website. So if anyone has their computer open, I mean, just landing on
starlawines.com. And
Starla.
You're like in not a commercial, but just like it's Studio 54 or some sort of disco. Like it's just it's a magical place.
So that's the first thing you see, right? This photography and this art direction and creative direction. It is like the best I've seen out of an NA brand.
Yep.
I like the storytelling that you get. And I really love, if you go to the About page, for me, I really love, there's a little piece that says Reflections of Radiance. And it's kind of about the approach that Dawn and Jamie took to branding Starla, which as a brand person, I really love to see that story behind it. And we see that so rarely with these brands. Like usually the brand studio or whatever will do it, and kind of that'll be a story that lives in their deck, but they're really bringing it to life here. Talking about how they wanted to push towards the beauty and fashion world. They worked with an amazing design team to give it a fashion-forward image from bottle to brand. They also really wanted to create a brand that was undeniably feminine and highly stylized and lifestyle-focused, which I think is very clear when you hit that homepage. Just seeing the effort, which I think a lot of people don't see in brands like this through those photos and videos, like the amount of effort and the team and the time and all the work that went into making and creating and styling those videos and photos is just immense. And I think that like recognizing that as far as the brand goes is important for me as someone who's looking at it is like, that's a lot of work, but it's really illustrating where they wanted to go with this ultra feminine, like, I don't want to use the wrong words. Oh, there you go. Starla.
I'm having fun with screen. So great, isn't it? You
know. So there's so much more to say about the photography and all of that, but I think it's really cool how they did a shout out to the photographer, the stylist, and the prop stylist as well, like showing the amount of work that goes into this. Joni, who's the co-founder of the studio, she runs the photography department. We were just talking about how, we'll talk about a one-day shoot, but that actually means like a week long of work. So recognizing all the work that they put into this and how well they're doing, I think, with the photography. Do you have any comments on that, Laura?
I'd love to pop in and say, have you noticed the photo treatment or the piece of artwork of Dawn and Jamie, where they're sort of like it's kind of like abstract art, but it's the photo of them. It's on, I think it's on their about page.
Let me check.
And it's just, I'm pretty sure that's where I saw it first. Or once upon a time it was there.
I don't know if I see it, but is it maybe on Instagram or something?
It might be. And Dawn might tell us a little bit about that later, but I remember when I first discovered the brand that there was this, it almost had this like Gustav Klimt sort of feel to it. And I'm sure that was intentional as well. So very sort of Met Gala, like this is the Met Gala NA Bev, right? Or not even just NA Bev, but it's the Met Gala Bev. Why not? I love it. So yeah, I love everything about how you feel when you go into the website, and it really invites you in. And there's something to be said about video. It just creates a lot of movement and fluidity. And even I think, you know, even our little like ticker, there's something about just movement that feels more alive than just like a static screen.
I think as far as the brand goes, you know, when I talk about branding, there's a lot of important things that go into it, but the most important thing for a brand is their storytelling. And how do we do that? We do it through written word, but also photography. So having that video, it's really bringing us into these scenes, and it's luxurious. I also noticed, have you seen their TikTok?
No, I'm not on TikTok much. Tell us about it.
I was just excited to see that they had a TikTok, because I feel like a lot of brands don't. And I feel like the content on their TikTok matches the website. So just that really fun stuff. I saw a recipe for a startini. I think I'm saying that right. So I'm going to try it. My startini.
Nice. I just needed to save something. And then, so they're at Starla Wines on Instagram and TikTok.
Yeah.
Having fun with StreamYard.
I know. I don't know how to use it. I'm like, you do it.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, yeah, I mean, I think the most obvious thing is truly that the storytelling and the visuals as far as the brand goes. Shall we jump into tasting? What are you going to taste the red today?
I'm going to taste the white. So I remember, so on the back of it, it says, this is a Sauvignon Blanc. And let's just once again love on this beautiful logo. I think Dawn might have mentioned it's a sticker as well. Is that right? Or is that not right? There's something else that's no, but it's like
foiled.
Yeah, maybe there might be stickers. Maybe the tags, the tags themselves are the stickers. Anyway, so this, okay, no spoilers, but I'm going to tell you what the tasting notes are, and then we'll see how they are live. But deliciously light and crisp notes of wild honeysuckle, rosemary, pear, and lemon balm, finished with a sultry white peach blossom parfum. Now, one of the things I love about NA wine, many of them, maybe not all of them, is that you could, in theory, like chug a whole bottle if you wanted, or have a really, really heavy pour and not feel so guilty. 5 fluid ounces is 20 calories, and it's pretty low in sugar. So,
right. Just a quick note, I saw somewhere that they have the lowest sugar, carbs, and calories on the market, is what I saw. Maybe that was on TikTok. So just a note on that, because we do talk about that as well here. Like some of these brands might be too sweet, or
yeah, just because something's non-alcoholic, doesn't have alcohol in it, it could still have a huge amount of sugar. Oh, that's pretty.
Oh yeah, this is the sparkling rosé, and this one's 5 calories per.
Okay, I've never opened a bottle of wine on camera before, so let's hope that all goes well. And I'm at my desk in true NA Dossier style, at my desk.
I'm gonna pop this, which I'm nervous for.
Yep.
This sparkling rosé. Hopefully it doesn't go off the wall and hit me back in the head.
When I was first getting into NA wine, again, after a very long hiatus of, after a very long, oh no.
I'll be right back. It's fine.
Do we have any comments about that? Not yet.
Technical difficulties.
Okay. While Haylee cleans that up, yeah, when I was first getting into NA wines after a very long hiatus of not drinking, and I think I need to put some weight into this. I had to get a corkscrew again, because I hadn't needed a corkscrew for so long. Some of the brands, okay, I'm doing this wrong. I'm so embarrassed. Some of the brands use corks. Some have caps, but I had to get. Actually, this is from Curious Elixirs. These like stoppers. I love these. So I have wine stoppers. How's the damage?
It's fine. I hope everyone enjoyed that.
Yeah.
I did.
You did. We just don't know. Okay, let's see what happens here. Relatively easy. Okay.
Here we go. All right, let's do this.
So we're almost there. It's like my first arm workout of the day.
I can't say that I love us. You're hilarious.
I know. We're gonna meet IRL. How fun is that? I love that this is a live show, and this was watched, but oh goodness. Okay. Let's see.
Tell your parents.
Is it hi Dad. That's okay. Now.
All right, you got it open.
Yep. So remember what we talked about before, and one of the things that I've learned as a former judge is that we taste with our eyes, we taste with our nose, we don't just taste with our mouth. So let's look at the color. What do you have? You've got your rosé in there, right? Oh, yes. That is beautiful. Let's see. Christina said, is your computer okay, Haylee? We want our minds to know.
My computer's okay, and I'm redoing my office, so all of the stuff is in the corner, so that explosion just landed on the floor, so we're all good.
But what if it was like a paint splatter on your wall, and it would be a cool...
I know. I should have aimed it at the wall.
I know.
Yeah, we're good.
So I'm going to give this a taste. What are your tasting notes, by the way, on the back of your bottle?
Dry and dry botanicals of strawberry blossom, citrus, lychee, and mineral.
And mineral.
To fill your senses with the sweet gardenia.
Ooh.
Effervescence. Ooh, yeah, that is lovely.
Yeah. Mine smells so good. And admittedly, I took a taste. It's so light and floral, but also a little bit sweet, but not like cloyingly. I mean, we know that the sugar content is low, thankfully.
Right. And this one, again, was the 5 calorie per serving. Yeah. So really light.
It's got some of the dryness, which I like.
Yeah.
You know, white. I don't know how the rosé is sparkling, so you've got a different sort of effervescence. That is so good. I mean, then it like conjures, sitting with friends and like sharing a glass of wine or bottle of wine rather, or depending on what you have. I mean, a white goes really nicely like on a patio, right? I mean, am I making this up? Do people drink wine on patios? Yes. Al fresco or something? I feel like that's what they do.
Is this your first time trying Starla? Because I know you've tried way many.
No, I tried it way back in the day, but I didn't have sort of the knowledge that I do now in terms of knowing about different notes in reds, whites, and rosés. I didn't really understand how to fully taste and appreciate. I was just like, I think I first tasted it when I was just acclimating myself to getting back into wine again. And so it's really nice to come back to it with a different appreciation of how it's made, how it tastes, and like knowing how to sort of, do you know about like retronasal tasting? Can I teach you something?
Yes, I want to learn.
Okay. So, obviously like we're going to inhale it this way, but if you take a sip and like kind of swirl it around once you swallow, then you almost like a reverse yogic breathing, but you can kind of like get some notes in the back of your throat that way.
You breathe out, you mean, through your nose? Or you breathe in?
No. You breathe out through your nose, but you can feel like, okay. I swear I learned this from Megan Anderson at Aficionados. We did this beer, NAAF beer tasting certification. And I learned how to retronasally inhale, exhale, or whatever. It's legit.
No, I get it. You take a sip and then you breathe out through your nose.
Oh, great question from
Right?
Charlotte. Yes, that's right.
Yes, I got that.
It's dealcoholized.
Mm-hmm.
This one is dealcoholized Sauvignon Blanc wine with natural flavors. And I'm guessing the natural flavors are the all of the things that approximate honeysuckle, rosemary, pear, and lemon balm. For the people that are conscious of alcohol content, this of course is non-alcoholic, but it does have it can have up to 0.5%. So it's not a totally 0.0, but I mean, it's not gonna, no one's gonna get intoxicated from a bottle of this baby.
It's really nice. I will say if you spray it all over your body and room, it's a little sticky. That's my only
critique. Those perfume notes are what are in actual perfume, so it's not so bad, right?
It smells really good too. I was gonna say it smells like a candle. That's not accurate. It does smell like floral, light. The rosé, at least, is really nice. And also, part of the fun, and I think Starla would agree, part of the fun with like a sparkling, like champagne or sparkling rosé, is the fact that it explodes. So
yes,
you need that
celebratory.
And I've noticed there aren't very many brands that have that, right? That do that sort of like esque cork.
Well, I mean, our show today is about Starla, and Starla it shall be. But I can just say, there's another wonderful brand that hopefully we'll have on our show at one point. Naughty alcohol free from the UK, and they have they've got the pop. Prima Pave also has some pop, so there's definitely some good popping opportunities. But I have to admit, I do like that this had a cork in it, because it feels more like a traditional bottle of wine. But people just need to know, have a corkscrew, and also, if you're not going to chug this whole bad boy, have a wine stopper.
Right.
But yeah, that's really good, and it pairs nicely with food too. Starting to get into food pairings now.
So, as everyone knows, I call myself a mindful drinker. So that means I do drink sometimes and I don't drink other times. I recently started liking martinis a lot. So I was really excited on the TikTok when Starla had that Startini.
Ooh,
I'm saying that right. So I'm going to try to make one. I don't know if I'll do it right. I'm going to eyeball it. So they did the white.
Okay.
In a cocktail shaker, since we're all here. And then I believe it was olive juice. I hope. Yeah. Okay. Olive juice. And then I have one little olive to put in my martini glass. I feel like a scientist.
And I love all the sounds associated with
All right, I'm going to spray this all over myself as well. So, yeah, I'm really excited for this. And I like a really dirty martini. So we'll see if I need to add in some more.
I like that shaker. That's so pretty. That adds to the experience too.
Yeah. And if you look at the glassware on another thing too, like talking about Starla's photos and their brand, down to the glassware that they have in each shot. Like it's just something as small as the glassware is paid attention to. And that's so important. So here's
what are the ingredients for the Startini again? Tell us.
So from what I understand from the TikTok, it's the white. And it's going to be the olive juice. I have a garlic green olive.
Interesting. I mean, that sounds good.
And then Don can correct us later if I'm missing anything, but I just shook it with ice and then dropped an olive in. It looks like a martini.
Well, that glass helps. So glassware is hugely important, as we know, in recreating the experience.
Yes, it's very good.
Oh, wow.
The way I like it.
That looks really good, Haylee. Okay.
You should do it. Yeah.
I'm going to have to follow, if I'm not already. I don't TikTok right. I log in once every 3 weeks and just assume all is well. So I'll have to go and hang out for a little bit and see some other recipes. Yeah. So what else do we have on our list? Yes.
Sorry, I'm rude, and you know that already.
No, it's hard to. Yeah, you're not rude.
The thing I really wanted to talk about was the fact that you know, in this NA space or not drinking, there's this stigma of I won't have fun at the concert, or I shouldn't have people over because it won't be fun if I'm not drinking or whatever. I think Starla, more than anything, more than their cool branding, gives room for celebration, like indulgent celebration in this NA space. If you look at their brand, and I think that's an important thing culturally to talk about, you know, having,
Yes.
you're not missing out by not drinking. You
Yeah.
can celebrate like everybody else. And I see that lots of brands can say they believe that too, but I see it in Starla, how fun the brand is and how celebratory it is. I think that's my most important point about the branding, which I really, really love.
And sexy. And it lends itself really well. You know, we talk a lot about, and Haylee, that's a really great point that you bring up, a lot about the community of people that drink NA. And again, there's a very wide spectrum, and we
Mhm.
have two types of members on our, you know, in our NA dossier right now. We've got the mindful drinker, and we've got 100% booze free. I can totally see Starla at like an absence of proof pop up, or a zero proofed in LA. There's these two sisters, and they do all these cute like speakeasies and very sort of 1920s sexy vibes. And it's just
Mhm.
it's for anyone, obviously, but it works really well for, as you were talking about before, it's it's like a highly feminine brand, but like celebrating femininity, like
Right.
and why it's feminist, why not, right? So supporting those young women that are doing NA pop-ups all around the country or in their own community is a really great way to have this brand you know, be in front of more of that generation that is sort of eschewing the traditional kind of binge drinking that maybe their
Mhm.
older friends or older siblings might have done when they were in their 20s.
Right.
And there are still some Gen Zers that drink, um, but we're finding that that generation is really more of the mindful drinker, or they don't really care about alcohol as much. So, um, when do we want to bring Dawn on?
Anytime. As far as things, we always talk about our favorite things and then things we can improve or the brand can improve on. I don't see a ton, honestly, that the brand can improve on.
It's hard. It's hard to
We
say.
try to be honest about, you know, the point of this isn't just to be like, this is a great brand. Every brand's great. We really want to push the brands. But do you have anything, Laura, before we bring Dawn on and talk to her about?
Yeah, so not so much about what they can improve upon, but maybe what they can think about in the future for future production runs. I feel like that was kind of redundant. Um, but I'm curious to know if there might be any canned Starla coming
Mm,
to a land near you, because that would be really great for a picnic. Um, Lends itself really well to portability at the beach.
yep.
And I can't really see myself taking a bottle of Starla to the beach, but if I took
Mhm.
a cooler and wanted to pop in some cans of my favorite wines and beers, that would be great. So I'd love to know about sort of future plans of how people can drink this in a more convenient way. But
Mhm.
taste and branding, I mean, it's all on point for sure.
Should we ask Dawn if should we bring her on and ask her if she has plans to?
Yeah, Dawn, we're going to bring you on. So
You're here.
welcome, Dawn.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello, beautiful ladies.
So
Can you hear me?
we can. I'm going to edit your headline to be Starla
Yeah.
co-founder, right?
Y'all are just so fun to watch. Are
Oh,
you
good.
kidding
I'm
me?
glad.
Oh my gosh, thank goodness I had you muted because I was laughing out loud. So good. I seriously, it's just so easy to watch you guys. Well
Thank
done.
you.
Oh,
Thank
thank
you for that.
you.
At the beginning, we decided we were going to do these and record them and kind of be a little bit more scripted. And we decided early on, like, we're just going to be ourselves and show up.
We had a
It's
lot of
so much
blooper
fun that
reels,
way.
Dawn. So it was just better to, why
Yeah.
not just have the blooper reels live, and it gives
I love
people
it.
our personalities. So thank you for
Yeah.
saying that. Well, welcome to the show.
Well, you know, NA is about just being your real self anyway. So
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
love it. I love it.
So what are you drinking right now, Dawn? What's in your glass?
Well, I've got coffee. I've got coffee, Diet Coke, and Starla.
Are you a beverage goblin as well? Because
Yes, yes,
I've
yes,
got a mug of
yes.
coffee
I
and a
am.
leftover beverage from
Yeah,
yesterday.
I've got it all. I've got it all going on. I've got it all going on. Gosh, what can I answer? I listened to all the things. I can take questions backward, but
Yeah.
coming soon are some smaller formats, Laura, so you can travel easier or take your Starla on the go.
Mm, love
So
to hear
there'll
that.
be
Okay.
some smaller formats for you. So coming out soon.
Hooray. How did you guys come up with the martini? Because that's just really exciting for me and it's delicious. Was
Thank you. So first of all, I'm sober. I got sober a couple years ago, and after years of trying, right, it takes years to figure that one out. Anyway, I love martinis. I'm pretty good now. I drink I drink a lot of Starla, and I really love wine, and that was my drink of choice. But damn, do I miss a martini. And so we had been really trying to make one. And what's great about the white is there's rosemary in it, and it's super herbaceous.
Mm-hmm.
So you put that with some olive juice and even a blue cheese olive or something like that, and it works. It just works.
Yeah.
So it's it's our Startini, and it's great. It's really great in a pinch, especially ice cold.
Mm.
So
Dawn, my question for you, I've heard a little bit of your story, but I'm not sure if Haylee has. Tell us more about the genesis of the actual brand itself. How are we seeing what we're seeing? Because it's unlike anything that I've ever seen.
yeah, well, it's the genius of my co-founder Jamie Coulter. So Jamie and I came together. We were business partners before we came together for Starla. We had worked together. Jamie is a brilliant fashion designer, okay, and she's a brilliant creative.
Mm-hmm.
And when I came up with the idea for Starla, and I looked at the non-alcoholic space and the wine space, I'm like, this is like the category that marketing and branding forgot.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody cares about it. It's a brown, dark bottle on the shelf with a white label. It's a category that women really care about. They just don't know about it yet.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got to break through with something that's really speaking to women, that's super fabulous, that makes just doesn't hold anything back, and super feminine. And Jamie goes, "Oh, I got you."
Mm.
And that was it. That was it. And I felt like we walked into a Gucci shoot, and that was all Jamie. That was
Mm-hmm.
100% Jamie. She starts showing me, she's like, "Oh, okay. So I've got," she starts showing, it was just, she's incredible.
Mm.
And, it's just, we've never looked back from there. And, we opened up at Fashion Week in New York. We launched,
Wow.
and, but we wanted something that you could celebrate, because for me, one of the parts about getting sober is that, I'm giving up something, and the woe is me, and the whole, kind of putting that to bed
Mm-hmm.
as a human being, of missing out, not having that in your life anymore, and kind of mourning that loss. You mourn the loss of drinking and not being able to participate in that. And so the idea of giving someone something to celebrate was so important to me.
Mm-hmm.
And something to really, not only something to celebrate, but something that was better than what you had.
Yeah.
I wanted branding that was better than what you gave up. And so I was like, let's make it feminine, let's make it beautiful. And Jamie knows how to do all that. I couldn't take a lick of credit for it, other than I knew what I wanted to achieve.
Mm-hmm.
And Jamie knew how to do that. And so it's just been so fun. And there's all kinds of, you talk about these labels, like all the colors are the notes in the bottle.
Yeah.
The one on top is the main note, is also in the shape of the box you got.
Yes. Okay. I see that.
This is actually called a keynote. The shape is called a keynote,
Mm.
or a keystone. It's called a keystone.
Mm.
Pennsylvania is the Keystone State. My daughter was born in Pennsylvania. There's all kinds of crazy things in here that most people aren't going to know about.
Easter
Right.
eggs, yeah.
But this has to do with the notes that are in the bottle and the botanicals that we used. And we use botanicals because it's a great way to hide all the sourness that you get when you remove the alcohol instead of sugar. So.
Mm-hmm. Well done. I love those as a brand strategist and designer. I love those hidden things that are really special to the founder and can be seen in the brand deck, but it's something about you, your life that's coming through into the brand and it's for you. You know, I love that. Really awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, it's all about living your most radiant life. And it's been an honor, and it's been great for my own sobriety. You know, nothing will keep you more sober than launching a non-alcoholic wine company.
Yeah. I love meeting other sober founders. It's wonderful. I know that not everyone in the NA space who has a brand is sober, but everyone has an interesting story. It's such an interesting thing to find out why someone started a non-alc wine or whiskey or beer or something entirely new. So I do love meeting a fellow sober founder. Thank you for sharing some of your story, Dawn.
Oh, absolutely. I'm grateful for what you're doing. And how are you keeping up with all of the I don't know how you keep up with what's coming on the market. There seems to be 50 new ones every day.
I literally don't know. It's beyond me. I don't know how we keep up with it all.
Laura, you're doing worldwide stuff though with that world map. I mean, I know you're not looking at every brand across the world, but you're keeping up really well. And
thank you.
Definitely.
Thank you. Can I read a comment out loud?
Yeah.
By the way, our former comment, let me just show that from Christina. She said, reframing sobriety into celebration is everything. Well said. I agree. Kate Faulkner from Zero Proof Collective says, hi from Minneapolis. I'm enjoying NA Dossier. Great job. And I'm a big fan of NA wine and love hearing from Dawn and learning about her brand Starla. Well put about mourning the loss of drinking. Thank goodness for all the NA options now. Mourning no more.
Oh, wonderful.
Kate. I feel like I'm on a radio show.
Oh my God.
You are on a radio show.
Well, and the other kind of, and this happened this week, if I can share just real quick.
Absolutely.
So NA wine is expensive to make. Any one of the founders in this category will tell you this is an expensive category to get in. Glass is expensive, liquid's expensive, and we've been bootstrapped the whole time. We haven't gotten a penny from venture capital funds. We've done everything ourselves, and so we've been working really hard so when we launched Starla, it was at $30 a bottle, and that's what it cost us to produce it. Anyway, we worked really hard, and now we're selling Starla at $19.95 a bottle. We just reduced our costs because we know we can serve more people with lesser cost wine. So we reduced it on our website. We reduced it on Amazon. Everywhere you look, you're going to find it for less. So we've cut out legs of our supply chain and all kinds of ways to make it for less. And we're excited about that. And that'll help.
Amazing.
I
noticed the price change, and I wasn't sure if it was temporary, but I love that it's longer term now. And
everyone's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it's so expensive for non-alcoholic wine, but boy, is it expensive to make. And anyone will tell you that's made it, but we're excited that it's, we've been able to get our costs. People that love Starla or haven't tried it yet that will love it.
Yeah. And the price is doable for sure. That's like, no brainer.
I'm curious to know if anyone here who's still with us has tried Starla, and if so, what their favorite expression is. Please feel free to drop it in the chat, or any questions that you might have for Dawn or me or Haylee.
I have one last question. I think this was Starla. Are you guys in Sprouts now, or where can people find you if not online?
Yeah, so we are, you can find us at most places online, and then physically, we're in Texas. So we are in a lot of places in Texas. So when we're like H-E-B and Central Market and Specs, and also we're in Sprouts and about to be we can't talk about it yet, but you'll be able to find us in some larger retailers here soon.
Great.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. And let's see. I'm just keep talking, Haley. I'm trying to manage all of the
yeah, so started online. You can find us at Amazon.com, Walmart.com, Starla.com, all the usual places. And then of course all of our friendlies in the non-alc world.
Yes, that's right.
Sweet. Well,
go ahead.
Any other comment, Laura? Or there you go. Look at you.
I'm trying to listen.
We'll have to tell everybody where to find.
I know, right?
Okay.
Also, for our folks, our friends who are at NA bottle shops and our buyers, they can buy on Air Goods, formerly Stack, correct?
Oh, is that what Air Goods is?
Because you're the one that told me about Stack, now rebranded as Air Goods. I think there are other stacks around, and sense. Yep, there are other stacks, and so Air Goods. One of the co-founders told me it was more about the feeling light and airy and free of alcohol, which is the air, and then goods is where you get stuff, and it's also good. That's what it means.
Okay, that makes sense. Well, that's okay. We were getting orders from Air Goods. I'm like, what's Air Goods?
Yeah, exactly. So
okay,
there are plenty of places people can find Starla, and of course, right here at NA Dossier.
Yeah.
Lori's on vacation mode now. After this, she's gonna go and drive across.
Which is really exciting. So I'm gonna have to bring this with me and just drink it. Maybe I'll put it in an adult sippy cup, like one of those to-go cups, because I don't want it to just hang out in a truck camper. So
yeah.
But with NA wine, and I'm still learning as well. I don't know everything. So Dawn, tell us, if you have it with a proper wine stopper, how long could you leave this in the fridge?
Like it's just regular wine. It actually, NA wine lasts slightly longer because it's just manhandled a little bit more by the time it gets to you. So it's tougher. It's tougher stock.
It's made of tougher stock.
It's made of tougher stock. It's been through more. So it will last the same way it does in your fridge for regular wine. And for Starla, the bubbles will last for at least 3 days. You can open a bottle of bubbly and it'll last for 3 days.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Because I have it ready to save it.
Yeah. And I drink this like every night.
Nice.
Must be nice to have your own sort of stock, nonstop stock of your favorite thing, right?
It is a benefit. Seems like an expensive way to keep my favorite drink on stock, but yeah.
Right. Well, we know a lot of blood, sweat, and tears went into it. So we want to thank you, Dawn, and Jamie as well, for creating this beautiful brand and giving more options to the people.
Well, thank you so much. And thanks for taking the time to unpack brand. It's one of my favorite things to think about and talk about and study and do. And I think it's very important. And there's not a lot of people focusing in on it right now. Everyone's so focused on product and liquid and bottles and widgets and units and really not talking about the softer side of Sears. And I think the brands are the things that'll stand the test of time.
Right.
And they will differentiate when things settle out. So I appreciate
we have one more question, Dawn, and Kate did mean to put in Starla, not Stella. She has another comment, but how are you doing in on-premise?
We're not focused on that right now. We have limited resources. So we're spending those resources, time talking with retail partners. So that's next for us. Just haven't gotten there yet, but that's next.
Awesome.
But if anyone wants to call us an order, we happily accommodate.
Yes. Sweet. Well, thank you so much, Dawn, for coming and chatting with us. It was so lovely to chat with you and hear your insight and to taste everything. I'm super excited to cork this back up and save it and get back into it again.
To be honest, on those 3 days, girl. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And then you can make your martinis for
Oh,
sure.
and I will. I'm about to go make my boyfriend one on the way back downstairs.
Ooh, nice.
Before I mop my floors and attend my next client meeting, I will make a Starla martini.
Dang. All right. Well, y'all be awesome and fabulous. Thanks for doing
Same with you, Dawn. I mean, I feel like we're in good company here.
All right. Well, safe travels,
Dawn.
Laura, and we'll talk soon, everybody.
Okay. All right. Well, bye, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Bye-bye.